This is my first time heading to Oklahoma, and I'm pretty excited.
This week on The Choice, it's Oklahoma Whitetails with a father and son team.
Crooked Cut Outfitters, Jake Smith. I have a really good feeling about this week.
Buddy, I'll tell you what, Oklahoma's really come on strong. And one of the greatest things still right now is you can get your tags over the counter. Jake knows all of his properties. He studies them, he researches, he does everything that you need an outfitter to do. And to see a young guy like that doing it,
awesome.
I got a lot of hope with these young guns heading out, you know, doing all types of hunts.
This week, the choice is Oklahoma Whitetail.
We are so excited. First time we're heading down to Oklahoma there. We haven't been to Oklahoma before RJ was born.
Good morning. We are pretty much all loaded up. Got up this morning, finished off my little stuff here. Captain's not very happy that we're leaving. The girls left this morning for Utah.
RJ and I are heading to Crooked Cut Outfitters in Oklahoma with Jake. We're looking forward to that, and right from there, we all meet in Illinois at Dean's.
We're fixing to go do some damage on some whitetail. It's been a while. I feel like it's been a while since I've been able to hunt whitetail buck. We did some doe management last year down in Florida with our muzzleloaders, but I'm ready to get some racks.
I'll tell you, one of the things I really like traveling now as a family is this big galoot loves to drive. Like,
I do. I'll drive everywhere.
all the time.
All the time. The whole way.
Like, I'll go, Mom or I or even Aubrey will say, RJ, you want us to drive? Nope.
And I would drive straight through, but I don't know if it's just the old age or what do you think it is that you always want to stop every night?
Yeah.
Should we just blame this on Mom?
Yeah, you blame it on Mom.
'Cause we drove straight through.
But it's just because I gotta pee.
So after we pulled in the camp, Jake came out. We got introduced to
Yep.
Jake because that was our first time really meeting him.
Yeah.
He introduces us to everybody. We have a chef there in camp. She was awesome. We had a couple of guys in camp. They were all great people.
What was really cool is Jake was real conscious of scent. He was, everything else.
We had little lockers and everything ready
Yeah,
for the hunters, for everyone.
He's got it set up and set up premium. I think 172. Look at the mass he carried all the way through. He forks on his G2. Great eye guard, super mass. Oklahoma, baby.
And the lodging was incredible too. Had all those different rooms with
Yeah.
it was double-decker, like twin
Yeah.
beds or queen beds or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. Yeah.
I mean, it was a pretty cool system.
It was a really cool setup. Crooked Cut Outfitters here in Oklahoma. I had to put the glasses on because I'm filming this kid. And great atmosphere, great people, but more than anything, the hunting, phenomenal.
We're shooting the Easton FMJ Max this fall for our whitetail tour.
After we got all of our stuff kind of unloaded, I made sure I got my bow all ready for the next morning because after we pulled into camp, we had dinner, went to bed.
We weren't wasting no time.
We weren't wasting any time. We were getting out.
And then it's our travel day. Dad and I are tapping out for the evening. It's about 9 o'clock. So we're gonna get comfy cozy here in bed and get ready for 5:45 tomorrow. I'm one step ahead of you. Good morning. Well, we got up this morning about 5, a little bit before 5. Got everything ready. We're ready for day one here with Crooked Cut Outfitters.
I'm gonna be in your face a little bit.
Not a problem.
It's my first morning out in Oklahoma. I've never hunted in Oklahoma before. I've heard fantastic things about it. And to be honest, I'm really excited. Getting out into the field after talking with Jake and their guides last night, I was beyond stoked because I know that they understand the management, how this game works out here in Oklahoma, and where we need to sit. And they're gonna put us right where we need to sit.
Not too long ago now. The sun's starting to come up. We got in right away. We had does. We've still got does out in front of us.
We're out and there is plenty of movement. We have does around us, we have movement for sure. We're just waiting for the right buck to come through. It's whitetail hunting. You never know really when that buck's gonna come through. In my opinion, we can try to track the deer all that we want, but let's be honest, they pretty much outsmart us 90% of the time.
We had a great first morning.
We did, and after that first morning, it's kind of cool, because like when we weren't with Jake, or even when we were with Jake, we were running around getting things moved around, trying to make sure we were
Jake and his guides,
spot.
yeah, they don't mess around.
No, not
They
at all.
are out constantly. They're watching their cameras. They're doing everything they possibly can. And when they drop the hunters off, they don't just go back to camp. They're getting them on a high point and they're glassing and trying to watch the movement. It's incredible. It's so refreshing to have young men like you guys, like Jake, to know that our future, it's in good hands.
This segment is brought to you by Bass Pro Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. The choice is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, Alps Outdoors, Browning Firearms, Dallas Safari Club, Easton Archery, and Gammo Air Guns. Oklahoma is home to one of the most thriving whitetail populations in the country. Wide open landscapes mixed with dense timber and rich food sources make it a prime spot for hunters chasing big bucks. At Crooked Cut Outfitters, Jake and his team manage the land with precision, setting stands along proven travel routes and creating the perfect opportunities for bow hunters. It's here that RJ steps into the Oklahoma woods for the very first time, taking in the movement, the terrain, and the anticipation of the hunt. Every sit brings a chance at the buck of a lifetime, and this season at Crooked Cut is just getting started.
So we get out into the blind this morning and we know that the deer are moving in this area. Jacob was watching his cameras, he's seeing the movement go on, and they've been here. It's just a matter of us being here when they're here. We get set up in this big blind and we have plenty of room in this setup. We're super stoked. We got a really good feeling about today. Sitting in a blind gives you a ton of opportunity to be able to see deer movement around you, especially if you can kind of peek through little gaps or little shades that are over the window. And it allows you to just kind of keep tallies on what's going on around you. Even though there was a little bit of movement, the buck we're looking for didn't come through, unfortunately, this morning. So that's gonna wrap up this morning. Jake's gonna come pick us up. We might move some things around and get ready for the afternoon. Bunch of does, bunch of yearlings. Got a nice buck coming through.
Good.
Young.
Well, I want to show you guys this set over here.
Okay.
It's not very far. It's really good with the northeast wind, but I think it might be a play we do for this evening. I want you guys to check it out and see if we can make it work as far as being able to get situated in there with your guys' stuff, but if we can, I think that might be the move for tonight.
But first, I might make a little side quest on this trip. Little Sahara. Never heard of that before. Whenever we go on trips, if we have a chance, I try to make time to go on like a little adventure or side quest. Just go experience it. Because like where we're at in Oklahoma, there's the Little Sahara, and that makes this town just boom on the weekends. It's crazy. And there's people bringing in buggies and sand dune riders and all this other stuff that's just kind of crazy to me because I don't see it all too often. And I mean, these are some really expensive rigs. They're coming in non-stop though, and I'm like, why not go see it? They have this awesome little entryway and this big like dock that you can walk up, so I make my way up there, and it's literally just these giant sand dunes in Oklahoma. While I'm standing up there, it is super crazy windy, and I'm just looking over all of these sand dunes. They're a little bit of a ways away, and you can just hear people ripping across the sand, just absolutely hammering their throttles or their gas pedals and going crazy over these sand dunes. And I'm pretty sure it's a pretty dangerous place to be up in those sand dunes, especially with them people going crazy high over them. But maybe one day I'll do that. This sounds like fun.
Can confirm. It says only open Saturday or by appointment. The wind's still pretty crazy here, but at least there's a cool terrain. Okay, I'm going back to camp now.
This segment is brought to you by Browning, the best there is. This segment is brought to you by Hoyt. Get serious. Get Hoyt.
So Crooked Cut Outfitters started in 2017, actually in South Carolina. I started off doing night hog hunts. We've had land there my whole life, family land, and so we took over by doing night hog hunts during the off season and deer season, with the dreams of always hunting whitetail at the level that we're doing now, but just not in South Carolina. We knew we wanted to set up shop somewhere different for that, and so that was the starting point for us in 2017. I care as much or more than the client does about them harvesting an animal, and I think that's the biggest thing that when I started this that I wanted to show through to people, was that I actually care about you harvesting an animal versus taking your money, getting you in camp, putting you in positions where, you know, behind the scenes we know you're not gonna have an opportunity. That's not us at all. We're doing everything, stacking the odds in your favor to try to put our guys in the right place. And after 4 years of doing that, we were able to finally expand here to Oklahoma. We have sets for each and everybody, what they're capable of. We understand that some people aren't fancy on heights. That's fine. We have plenty of archery blinds. We like to make makeshift blinds in certain situations. We're big on doing hanging sets if we got to adjust on the fly. We do those kinds of things with our clients all the time based on situational things. So when it comes to calling and blind calling, to each their own, I like to kind of let the woods naturally play out the way it's supposed to play out. There's certain cases where if you get eyes on a buck and it's that time of year, of course, if he's not going to give you a shot, at that point we like to lay it all on the line, whether it be rattling, grunting at him, snort, wheeze, whatever you can do, but it's on a situational basis. Thermal drone, super powerful tool that we like to use here. We're able to locate deer exactly where they're at, pinpoint their location. So ingress and egress becomes more logical for us and how we're gonna get in and out of an area because we know where these deer are at versus where we think they're at. Well, for cameras, we have over 100 cell cameras online, you know, so we have eyes on everything, multiple cameras on all of our properties from food sources, water sources, trailheads. Of course, when scrapes start, we get cameras up on scrapes, building an inventory to figure out what we have. And on top of that, we actually have a drone too that we use to do deer counts and to see if there's anything that, you know, the trail cameras are missing, which as a hunter, we all know the trail cameras are great tools, but there's certainly deer that you will miss if you just rely on your trail cameras. And so those are certain tools that we use when we go in and we're laying out a certain property to see what we have. Water source is extremely important. If we find places where we can put a secluded water source and get a well drilled, we absolutely tackle that. People overlook water drastically. You know, feed is important, but water is probably the most important and is very overlooked. So we like to try to, if we don't have a water source on the property, we try to make a water source. So all of our properties are working ranches during the off season. These are cattlemen that constantly, trucks driving in and out. These deer are used to that kind of traffic and we use it to our advantage when we drop customers off. So if we're gonna hunt a morning set that maybe is one of those places that's hard to get into without blowing deer out, we use our truck. We call it PTA, Positive Truck Association.
After a delicious lunch, it was time to pack back up and get ready to get back out. I've got a really good feeling about this afternoon too. We got all set up and it wasn't too long until we started having movement. From does to some little bucks coming through, munching, just having a good time out in the field in front of us, really paying no mind to us. And then all of a sudden, we seen a pretty nice buck pop out. We weren't too sure it was what we were looking for. It looked a little bit of a younger buck, and we know that Jake is really trying to manage this area, so we're making sure we're waiting for the correct buck. This buck just hangs out for quite a while, and I'm gonna be honest, you guys know how I am. I have a pretty light trigger finger. I really wanna shoot this buck.
This segment is brought to you by Easton, made in the U.S. since 1922. The choice is also brought to you by Hoyt Archery, Spy Point Trail Cameras, Tracker Off-Road, Traditions Muzzle Loaders, and these fine sponsors.
We have tons of movement around us, from does to other younger bucks. They're moving in, they're moving out, they're hanging out around us, below us. We get down to literally last light. We only have a few minutes left of light, and he comes in. As it kept getting darker, I didn't know what to think. I just knew that if we're gonna make this happen, we have to make it happen soon. I was just waiting for him to give me that one opportunity. With Jake Crooked Cut Outfitters. That's probably the biggest buck I've ever shot. I'm not exactly sure, but it might have been Aquaman.
He's heavy.
Yeah, he's heavy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you. Do you want us to sit tight, or do you want us to just go look at right here at the arrow? Is that
If
okay?
you guys want to take a look at the arrow, go for it, and then I'll meet you guys there.
10-4. All right, we'll see you here at the pen in just a minute. Oh, beautiful. That is what you want to see. So much happened. I don't know what to do with my hands.
You're Italian.
I know, I'm like trying to 24, 25 yards from the... I'm so excited right now. Aubrey, he is beautiful. Gorgeous deer.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Blake.
Congratulations.
Thank you. How's it going there?
Good, good. We just saw a buck, but he's a little too small.
Okay.
But we've been. What does this buck look like? Yeah.
We'll send you a... Yeah.
Real.
He's a heavy 8.
We think he's called Aquaman.
Yeah, we think his name is Aquaman.
Oh, we have a photo of Aquaman.
I think that's him.
Awesome.
We'll send you guys a photo here hopefully shortly.
Okay, thanks, team. Congratulations, RJ.
Thank you.
Oh, the previous, huh? Shaky.
Oh,
Thank God we were in a
elevated blind, yeah.
Awesome.
All right, I think we're gonna just follow this blood, and we'll send you guys a text here shortly.
Okay.
Congrats, bud.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
There he is.
There he is.
Well, Mr. Jake, thank you so much for this, because this is,
Absolutely.
I would confidently say, by far my most unique whitetail I've ever shot. I've never had one with kickers and stuff like that, so I'm beyond
pumped
excited.
for you, man.
I mean,
I'm pumped for you.
you can ask my dad. That hawk blind was shaking like this right after
I could hear
shot.
it in the phone call when you called me. I could hear it all, man. I'm glad to be a part of it. It's a great deer, great shot.
Oh,
Less than
thank you.
100 yards away where we found him. Awesome, man.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, anytime, buddy.
I think we mentioned it before, but Jake has the processing. He has everything right there. And man,
It's a one-stop shop.
It is for everything.
It is.
And he does. They did such a great job on your deer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then to have that, and then hurry up and get back to camp and have a great meal again.
It was phenomenal. Especially we had my deer before we left.
Yeah.
They got that thing turned around real quick.
And again, I just as a dad, I just want to express to everybody out there that there's nothing more important. There's nothing more that'll touch your soul better than hunting with your kids.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, buddy,
I'm
love
glad
you.
we could share this.
Love you.
Love you too. And one of my favorite weeks of this year. Oklahoma, if you have me, I'll be back. Jake. And thank you, Dad, for just putting up with me in the blind for hours and in the stand for hours. And just hanging out with me. It was a blast. And hopefully we can do this a lot more.
All right, I can tell you right now, your dad was just as jacked or even more
Oh,
than
I
you.
was stoked. I was shaking the whole blind. I think you and I both.
Oh,
were.
yeah, we were. And again, that's what this is all about. You know what I mean? To go there. And that was our first time hunting with Jake. And I can tell you right now, we're going back. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt in my mind.
No, I love Oklahoma now.
Oh, yeah.
He does. His management is incredible. The amount of just information he learns about the game is insane. I mean, I learned a lot that week.
And there's nothing hidden. No. Like he puts all his photos up. It's not like
how many cameras? 120?
122 or 25, something like that he's running.
It's crazy.
And he does all his research. He does everything. The greatest thing is with Jake, with Oklahoma, is you buy your tags over the counter. Mm-hmm. I mean, just all in all, and to share it with RJ, nothing better. And so everybody knows, I didn't get taller. They got him on a chair, so it's more like equal eye level, but now it's not. So everyone can see, I love my son's armpits. Listen, we want to thank you for making your choice
the choice.
We'll see you next week.
Closed captions brought to you by Wounded Warrior Outdoors, providing wounded service men and women with therapeutic outdoor adventures.
Good to see you.
He caught me off guard.
Anything else you want to say?
Allowing to.
Wait, are you adding or did you already say that?
I already said that.
Oh, I zoned out. Okay, hang on, cut.